Ballerina. In 3 words: bloody, brutal, brilliant. Welcome back to the channel where I make videos about movies, dramas, and TV shows. Let's talk about this movie in detail. This video is going to cover interpretation, discussion, and reaction on Ballerina. And you're also going to find some spoilers. The movie opens with a very entertaining shot in a store with a zoned out employee having chips while some gangsters cut in, creating mess. The usual threatening and robbing, while comes in a hand with a bag of cereal. Introducing our lead, Ok-chu. Personally, I really like the daily life superheroes, or better described as the usual nonchalant heroes who just want to go by their day, but people just have to underestimate them. They may look weak, but if you mess with them, they can pretty well kick your ass. And that's what follows. A brilliant, beautifully shot action sequence. The vibe is set up from the very beginning for the rest of the movie. Honestly, can't blame him for this. Have been my personal reaction to a theft. Plot soon dives into the narration. Ok-chu gets a call from her best friend, the ballerina, who didn't meet her for quite some time now and was ignoring her. Calls her to a house to hang out as the usual. Ok-chu gets on her bike, buying drinks and food from her friendly convenience store, Walker, as her normal routine before heading for her home. She calls for her friend, who isn't answering, and worried, she starts typing in the code and gets in. She finds an odd sense of silence in the living room, only to find the phone in her bathroom, and is shocked to see her in the bathtub. She realizes Minhee wanted her to be the first to find her and has left a gift box, her last wish, in Ok-chu's hand, a note for her to seek revenge for her because she thinks Ok-chu can. This is the basic foundation set for the revenge plot that follows. Ok-chu sets out to seek revenge for her best friend, a person who has immense importance in her life. What stands out most for the movie is the cinematography of the movie. The color, lighting, camera angle, the music, the art directors all set up a beautiful format. Wow, the aesthetics and shots go hard on this movie. They are very detailed. The scene by scene of this movie can be studied, for every scene tells a little extra something about the story. The aesthetics is phenomenal. I could see the efforts taken for each scene. Apart from the beauty of the shots, the scenes and colors are also important as they showcase the emotions of the character. The story has very less dialogues compared to the action sequence, as explained by the art director. The colors were picked very specifically to showcase the feelings of our rather quiet characters. As Ok-chu's house is warm and cozy, but is also empty and lonely at the same time, showcasing her warmth through the backgrounds and lightings, but also her inner feelings. While Minhee's character, a charming and loving person, but also fragile, depicted through lot of bright lights and glass items seen scattered through her house. The contrast between their houses, their characters, where one is a tomboy girlie and the other is a girly girl best friend who does ballet, reminded me of these memes. If you know. I really found it very cute how the contrast worked for both the characters. Kudos to the art directors and the director for having this cute pair. Choi Pro. Or the pharmacist, every single character had their own aesthetics showcasing their feelings through the backgrounds and lightings. I'll get back to this point in the later parts.
Back to the story. Now Ok-chu has to find her friend's tormentor through the cryptic message she left with not much of an information given to her. We go through the journey of the what, where, when, why with Ok-chu,
as she wasn't even aware of this person until now. In between the storyline, the flashes of Minhee is shown to us, giving a vague idea of what must have happened. While she is performing, instead of the audience, she finds Choi in the audience, and her leg snaps, showing the balance of her life is completely tumbled down with his influence. We also get to see how Ukju and Minhee met. She's the one who brought colors in her life, and she's the one who literally colored her hair too. Minhee and Ukju's past are always shown in bright colors, showcasing the feelings through it. Every time Minhee is shown in these flashbacks, there's always a warm tone that is given to showcase
How important Minhee was to Ukju.
the chase begins. Ukju is able to find the guy whose name was written in the note.
After stalking and tracking him down, she manages to find his home.
She sneaks in, and okay, I didn't know what to expect, but definitely I wasn't expecting Mr. Grey here. She finds the array of pen drive he keeps hidden, and from the code words written on the pen drive, we soon understand what they are, and it's beyond disgusting.
How he objectifies and exploits women. She bugs him and the hunt begins, eventually leading to the sweet, sweet revenge.
The plot. I think this is the most criticized part of the movie. The plot is pretty straightforward. Not much explanation is needed. The whole story sums up in the Netflix intro line you see. The movie doesn't waste time explaining what happened or the backstories particularly. We are dropped in some hints, and the rest of the story is for us to interpret and understand. For example, as to how Minhee might be continuously tortured and exploited by him, and the threats of leaking her recorded videos was the reason she distanced herself from everyone and refused to get help from someone, leading her to this decision. Or Ukju is made
Like a security or bodyguard worker, but it is not really explained. The only purpose it serves is the skill set is explained from the profession.
or the teenage girl. We don't know how she ended up there or who she actually is, but she surely is the main victim as she is said to be Choi's favorite and was plotting his death in her head, waiting for an opportunity. All of these are for us to understand from the little hints given, never actually explained. But for me, it was a plus point as it didn't stretch the story and it was very much focused on the action sequence. Rather than detailing the plot of exactly what, who, when, it is all left for us to interpret.
Same with the gang.
The beef between the two men is never really explained, but we can conclude that it is born from Choi and his pharmacist buddy is actually operating outside and making good money for themselves, while the even larger and already dangerous mafia group, who might be dealing with many other crimes, are not actually aware of this. But as Okchu failed to kill Choi in the first encounter where she had lured him, discovering that he picks up girls from the bars and drugs them and films them for his personal satisfaction, while Choi tries the same with Okchu, she manages to attack him,
Slashing his face.
but his handyman saves him. She finds a teenage victim who she saves, realizing Choi is not a single man but has a whole criminal organization. She is set on hunting down Choi and the gang. She manages to find untraceable weapons from her connections and is ready to deal with the whole organization. This is the third action sequence and the best of all. It's almost set up as Okchu's ballet performance in the drug lab of field, with white fabrics and muted colors like it is her stage. Although it is quite unrealistic of 1 versus 15 guys, they actually made the fight almost realistic as in the bad guys all attack at once instead of going one by one. They push, knock her down, kick, throw stuffs on her, and she still manages to defeat them. Of course, the gun brings the balance between them. The head of the gang, who wanted to capture her alive, had plans of his own for her.
But the story is merciless with him too.
This is where the story delivers. These are the kind of moments where we say, stop the talking already and shoot the guy. And Upju does the same, as he could have been one of the main villains very easily. But just like the rest of the plot, his plans are left unfinished and with a single bullet closing his fate. I really enjoyed this part as this might be the only twist the story has. On side note, at this point I'm convinced if he is in the movie or drama, it's going to be a banger. If you don't know him already, his movies are really amazing, whether it's Forgotten or the cop and gangster one. I had kept a poll on this channel few days ago between Ballerina, Extreme Job and
Unforgotten.
on which movie to do a video on. While creating this video, I realized he is one of the main characters from Forgotten. I have enjoyed both of his movies and would want to see him more in the shows. I missed him not having much in this plot. The plot is not dragged much as our female lead has a no nonsense policy. She really believes in the walk the talk. It resembles the action classics and movies like John Wick, but presented with the female lead, whose action sequences are bold, bloody, but as beautiful as watching a ballerina dance. Theories and interpretations. I saw a lot of interpretation and theories on these stories, and here's mine. Every single one of the elements shown in this movie has two sides, the pure and the innocent perspective, and the evil and disgusting viewpoint. From the very beginning, the word ballerina itself, he tags the women as objects and stuff which excites him. In the contrast, Okju saving her name as ballerina is a way of endearing nickname, while one loved her and the other didn't. The fish. The meaning of fish symbolism, how Minhee sees it, is shown in the final flashback at the end. Okju and Minhee walking down the beach to Minhee's favorite secret spot. She tells Okju she wants to come back as a fish in her next life, and she is only ballerina because she can't be a fish yet. Minhee believes that the earth belongs to this fish. She envisions the utmost freedom is there are for the fishes, and they are the ones who the earth belongs to. Ballerina and fishes are shown as the symbol of freedom in Minhee's life, while at the same time, Choi's viewpoint is explained through the fish symbols. He hides his drug operation as sushi delivery service online, again connecting it to the fish symbolism. Something that may look normal but on the flip side has evilness masked under it. The packages of the drugs are saved in fish capsules, which contains the substance they use to drug the girls. The fishes are also shown as something irrelevant and plenty to pick and choose as he pleases, showing his viewpoint about women. He also uses the term fishing for picking up girls, which connects back to the life of Minhee, who just wants to be like a fish, free and happy, while people like him prey on her and catch her. Okju liberates Minhee by taking revenge for her in the end. She says, "I am the ballerina." It shows how much Minhee meant to her. She saw Minhee just like family, and how we see family as an extension of ourselves, as a part of our own. She sees Minhee as an extension of herself. That is why the ending lines are so important. She is not taking revenge for someone else, but as if he hurt her and won't let him go for free. The lines at the very end he says about how even in hell he would do the same to her as in Minhee, and Okju saying, "Try me because you will find me preying on you every time you try to hurt her," in the form of Okju because she doesn't see Minhee as a different person, because Minhee is an extension of herself. So does Minhee, because even in her letter, she calls out for Okju to take revenge for her. The flip sides of women is shown through Minhee, the pretty and scared ballerina, and Okju, the bold and fearless bodyguard killer. I think the flip side of having something innocent and evilness existing at the same time is depicted through this movie all the time. Even in the beginning, the convenience store guy asking Okju if she had lost some weight, as in saying he cared for her, while Choi disgustingly stating that how can ballerinas have fat, are showing the dichotomy, showing the different side of the same thing that can be seen as something pure or evil depending on the person who uses it. Overall, I would say that it is a good movie in its own genre. An intense, action packed movie with an emotional revenge plot. I will definitely like to see a prequel more than a sequels where her and Minhee's stories in the past are explored more. How Okju became this person and what her past revolved around. In the sequel, which was indicated in the ending of the movie where Okju finds a diary in which he has jotted down the names of the people he might be delivering the women to, which could be Okju's next targets. Let me know your thoughts on this one. Would you like a prequel or sequel? That brings us to the end of our video. I'll be bringing more video and movie drama discussions in the coming days. I'm working on a couple of them with Exuma coming up soon. If you like this video, please do subscribe to my channel. It's going to help me a lot. And comment your reactions and theories too. Until then, bye.